We got AM Hoops. James Harden's fooled everyone.
How many fat suit memes did we see this offseason? Harden demands a trade, and you know what that
Harden's
means?
been playing nice lately, though. He's been playing nice. Let's see what he has up his sleeve. He probably knows something that we don't. WOJ don't even know. He probably knows something WOJ don't even know.
About to get uncomfortable. So Harden doesn't show up to media day while his teammates have to answer questions. New coach Nick Nurse has training camp in Colorado. No Harden. But on day 2, news breaks. Here he comes. So bam, Woj reports James Harden wants a trade. He wants to make the Sixers uncomfortable. So uncomfortable ultimately, they don't think they'll get the best out of him and make a trade. Ooh, this is gonna be juicy. What's he do now?
And they have a preseason game tomorrow. Who's telling? Hey, you never know what Harden has up his sleeve, bro. Woj don't even know. Woj don't even know.
Shows up in shape.
And he knows players get traded before they even get traded.
And high fives his teammates. What? We wanted fat suits. Is James Harden gonna play nice? Or is
We're gonna wait till Halloween for that.
And something truly evil is coming? Well, 2 years ago, Ben Simmons showed up because he had to, but he barely tried in practice with a phone in his pocket, so Doc Rivers got pissed and kicked him out of practice. The difference is Ben hated his coach and his teammates. After he passed up that dunk in Game 7 with Trae Young guarding him, Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers brought that up to the media. Maybe if Ben didn't suck, we'd still be playing. So Simmons felt betrayed by the whole organization. Harden only hates the front office guy Daryl Morey. He wanted to get paid the max and be the =1 option. So when Morey said that's not gonna happen, Harden felt betrayed.
Then Stephen A. Smith said from his sources, Stephen A. doesn't have any sources, bro. Tell him, he talked his way out of a max contract in Houston. He talked his way out of a max contract in Houston.
Pay cut, and Morey's going back on his promise. So Harden opted in.
I don't think that's how it went, though. I think he was interested in Houston, but Houston was not interested back in him. He think Van Vliet was a better fit. But I ain't think he talked his way out of a contract. How you talk your way out of a contract extension?
Trade.
They give you all that money for a reason. You want to lead the league in scoring. I want to lead the league in scoring. Yeah, of course you do. Give you all that money. Whoop-de-doo.
But when Morey didn't fulfill
Who want to average big numbers?
Harden
Of course.
freaked out, called Daryl Morey a liar.
Who on a max on doesn't average big numbers?
Fans in China threw a party with Morey as a liar signs. But he doesn't hate his teammates. Joel Embiid even said he and Harden are tight. Coach Nick Nurse spoke with Harden, and reports say the Beard was impressed by him. So he is showing up for these guys while at war with the front office. Tobias Harris said Harden is here. His attitude and energy today allowed everyone to understand he wants to go out there and compete with us. So that's it. Everything is A-okay. Or is it? What about that Woj comment about Harden's wish to make it uncomfortable? But first, Raycon is sponsoring today's video. I am in past. BUI, Raycon.com/AM.
It's your birthday, Hoops. Happy birthday.
In the past, he has shown up out of shape. He's quit mid-game.
And reason why he's practicing to stay in shape. Can you remember what happened last time he got out of shape? Look.
Birthday. In the past.
He got out of shape. He was out of shape during the season because he's training camp. So you saw how he got traded to Brooklyn. He got traded to Brooklyn. He left Houston out of shape. He got traded to Brooklyn. So he had to work his way into shape during the season and ended up hurting his hamstring. So he learned his lesson. Now he's showing up in shape and staying in shape. That's why he's showing up now. Whoop-de-doo! Come on. Remember last time he showed up to camp out of shape, he got traded. Yeah, he got his wish, but he ended up hurting his hamstring. But now common sense would tell, let me stay in shape so I don't get injured.
He
learned his lesson.
Out of shape. He's quit mid-game in protest. What will he cook up now? Could he randomly leave camp one day? Maybe he leaves at halftime of a game. Or maybe Woj is wrong. Maybe Harden sees and hears everyone turning on him. Even Matt Barnes, who always supports players, sent a message.
I think James has to be careful because
he at that point, we're here.
The NBA doesn't need him.
We're here.
The NBA doesn't need him no more. So the way, and I'm all for player empowerment, all of us are for player empowerment, but he forced his way out of Houston, forced his way out of Brooklyn, now he's trying to force his way out of Philly,
So Harden has come to his senses and is a changed man. Nah, I'm just kidding, he's still a jerk. Harden knows what he's doing, and Woj could be wrong. It's happened in the past. When the Ben Simmons drama went down, Shams reported the Sixers are expecting to pursue Brooklyn's James Harden. The Nets are now open to discussing a deal. But 2 days later, Woj said the Sixers planned a pursuit of Harden, but the Nets have no interest in trading him. What? So either Shams or Woj is horribly wrong. But Brian Windhorst had to awkwardly go on TV and say, yeah, I think Woj is wrong here. I'm hearing the Nets do want to trade James Harden for Ben Simmons, and he was right. How did Woj get this so wrong? Either he was protecting his GM buddy for the Nets, or he got bad info on Harden. Either way, Woj is not a good source for James Harden news. Some players just hate Woj, like LeBron James. They don't give Woj information, so you have to rely on other reporters for news about like LeBron.
They say Woj gets his information from the GMs and NBA front office people, and they say Shams gets his information from the players itself.
James Harden news. Some players just hate Woj, like LeBron James. They don't give Woj information, so you have to rely on other reporters for news about like LeBron. So when Woj says Harden will get uncomfortable, then he shows up to practice skinny and high-fiving an hour later. I'm actually not surprised. Woj could be dead wrong, but Harden obviously has a plan.
There's nothing wrong being wrong. It's just the inside. It's part of the game, man. It's part of your job. Sometimes you're going to be wrong sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. You're not perfect. No one's perfect.
Daryl Morey did try to trade him to the Clippers, but LA didn't offer a ton. Other teams don't want Harden, so why bid against themselves? Maybe Harden knows the only way to get traded is to show up and ball out. Then maybe the Clippers start the season slow and get desperate. They have always needed a point guard, so much so they were in talks for both Damian Lillard and Drew Holiday. Paul George and Kawhi's health is questionable, but Harden could keep them afloat during the regular season. Then, if Kawhi is finally healthy for the playoffs, he takes over in big games so you don't have to rely on Harden. This could be perfect. All they have to do is see Harden again play like himself. If he showed up in a fat suit now, that would ruin it. Like the Clippers can be like, oh yeah, now.
So you think he's gonna play in preseason tomorrow? By the time I'm recording, it's really Saturday, and they play on Sunday.
One thing that Harden can't hide. Stephen A. Smith just leaked information about what happened this offseason. It is very troubling.
Talked about.
Houston Rockets were talking to James Harden, thinking about bringing him back after Ime Udoka was brought there. James Harden actually talked, this is what I'm told. I haven't confirmed it with James Harden. This is what I was told. He actually talked
By who? You gotta cite your sources, bro. Stop plagiarizing. Stop plagiarizing. Cite your sources, Stephen A.
So,
Cite them.
out of a max deal.
Dang, this man, keep on playing my. Someone I was told. Someone told. Who's that someone? Who's that someone? I can't name him. I can't stop. Don't say it then. That's plagiarism. You gotta cite your sources always.
He wanted to return to being that scoring champion. And Ime Udoka, and then we're like, nah.
And that tracks with what Rachel Nichols has said. She said James was just as upset about Joel Embiid getting the spotlight as anything. Is that really who you want in your franchise? He's mad that Kawhi and PG are the man, but LA could get that desperate. Both Kawhi and PG can be free agents next summer. Meanwhile, the Clippers traded all their future picks to get him, including Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Steve Ballmer needs them
Shai Gilgeous played for the Clippers? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Good for the new arena.
Oh, yeah, right. He played for the Clippers. They traded him Paul George. That's right.
See regular season Harden, and they do the deal. But if not, it'll be because of Daryl Morey's asking price. He is demanding a star player or enough assets to get a star player somewhere else. That's at least multiple first-round picks. Right now, the Clippers don't even want to trade one pick. So what happens next? I think
they said the Clippers are talking to other teams though, seeing they get more picks they can use to get Harden. So they're desperate for Harden. I don't blame them. It's just the Saints need to realize Harden is not the Houston Harden anymore, unless he drops 40 a game in the preseason.
To try his best, but nothing happens at the deadline. At that point, he will be stuck on the Sixers the rest of the year. But Philly loves that. They at least get to keep Harden with a hope of competing for a championship. Also, he comes off the books this summer. Then the Sixers will have max cap space to reshape their roster. It's why they haven't extended Tyrese Maxey yet. All part of the plan. But the problem for Harden, if he doesn't get traded, no team has his bird rights. Then he'll have to sign either with a team who has cap space or take a gigantic pay cut. So
hey, nothing wrong with taking a pay cut. Russ did it. Russ took a pay cut. Maybe it's your turn now, Harden. Nothing wrong with that.
Space. The crappiest teams in the NBA outside of the Sixers, the full list of projected teams with over 20 million bucks. Philly, the Spurs, Magic, Jazz, Hornets, Pistons, and Wizards. I guess some of them might need a guard, but none of them are ready to win right now. And they don't want to use their money on younger players, at least someone who won't dominate the ball and create a toxic culture. That's what Matt Barnes meant by the NBA doesn't need you. I think someone sat Harden down and explained this to him. You have to show up for the Sixers and be drama-free. If he doesn't, Harden's NBA career is basically over right now. This is a war against the front office, so I could even see
That's what Kendrick Perkins said. Your career could be over. You could retire right now, James, if you keep on doing this.
where Harden says, you know what? I want to be a Sixer as long as you fire Daryl Morey. It could happen, but there was more drama at a different NBA media day. The Raptors opened up camp and their front office was very critical about the team. So much so that it really pissed off Pascal Siakam.